Today we're going to start section 5.6, inequalities in two triangles and indirect proof. We have a new theorem today. It is theorem 5.13, Hinge theorem. If two sides of one triangle are congruent to two sides of another triangle, and the included angle of the first is larger than the included angle of the second, then the third side of the first is longer than the third side of the second. Okay, let me push pause and draw a picture for you. Okay, here's our pictures. I have here a triangle VWX and triangle RST. Now, if you see, I have congruent sides. This angle is bigger than this angle. Therefore, this side is bigger than this side. Okay, and that's what I've drawn here. Okay, theorem 5.14, the converse of the Hinge theorem. If two sides of one triangle are congruent to two sides of another triangle, and the third side is longer than the third side of the second, then the included angle of the first is larger than the included angle of the second. Let me push pause and draw another picture for you. Okay, here I have triangle ABC and triangle DEF. We see that this side is congruent to this side is congruent to this side is bigger than this side. So if AB is bigger than DE, then you know the measure of angle C is bigger than the measure of angle F. Okay, given that ST is congruent to PR, ST is congruent to PR, how does angle PST compare to angle SPR? Okay, remember the Hinge theorem says if two sides are congruent, then you know things about the third pieces. So we also know that this side is congruent. So if I have two sides congruent and a third side is bigger than the third side of the other, then you know that the angle PST is bigger, this would be the measure, than the measure of angle SPR. Okay, this is the converse, which would be theorem 514. Okay, another example. Biking. Two groups of bikers leave the same camp heading in opposite directions. Each group goes 2 miles. Then changes direction and goes 1.2 miles. Alright, group A starts due east and then turns 45 degrees north. Group B starts due west and then turns 30 degrees towards south. Which group is farther from camp? Explain your reasoning. Alright, on the next slide is going to be a pretty picture, but I want to go through with you guys how to draw your own pretty picture. So I have camp. That's that dot. Each group is going 2 miles. We're going to do group A in red. Group A starts due east and then turns 45 degrees towards north. So this right here would be 45 degrees. So we went 2 miles due east and then 1.2 miles 45 degrees toward north. Group B is going due west and then turns 30 degrees towards south. So right here is 30 degrees. Which group is further from camp? So we want to know X or Y. Okay, which distance is larger, X or Y? Alright, first let's look at this. Okay, I have a linear pair. If this is 45 degrees, then this right here is 45, 50, 30, 135. Oops. Okay, let's look right here. If this is 30, this is also a linear pair, it makes a straight line. So we know this line right here, this angle is 150. Okay? We know that these sides are congruent and these sides are congruent. And the included angle, this included angle is, yikes, this included angle is bigger. So the 150 is bigger, so you know the measure, oops, erase that. We know that y is greater than x. Y is group B, so group B is further. It's farther. Okay? It's because of the Hinge theorem. Good job. Here's the pretty picture that they gave. So if you want to talk through it and look at it again, okay, we went 2 miles and then 1.2 miles, 45 degrees towards north. And there's the group A. Okay, 2 miles, 30 degrees towards south. And there's group B. Okay, we used linear pairs and marked the included angles. Because 150 is bigger than 135, group B is farther. You try. Use the diagram at the right if PR is congruent to PS and the measure of angle PQR is greater than the measure of angle QPS, which is longer? Which side is longer? Okay, so go ahead and push pause. Okay, I marked up my diagram, which made it easier. We know these sides are congruent. We know these sides are congruent. This angle's bigger, given right here, than this angle. So this side is bigger than that side. You try another one. Okay, go ahead and read it. Alright, since this side is smaller than this side, we know that this angle is smaller than this angle. Okay, which I wrote. Since RQ is less than SQ, the measure of RPQ is smaller than the measure of SPQ. But then I went back and read the question to make sure that I was answering it correctly, and it asked me which one is larger. So SPQ is larger. Okay, you try again. In example 2, suppose group C leaves camp and goes 2 miles due north. They turn 40 degrees towards east and continue 1.2 miles. Compare the distance from camp for all 3 groups. Let's see if we can do this. I have group A went 2 miles, and then this was 135 degrees, and this was 1.2 miles. And we have this unknown. Group B went 2 miles, and then 1.2 miles. This was 150 degrees, and then we went back. Okay, let's see. Group C goes 2 miles due north. I'm going to be drawing right over my picture. Then they turn 40 degrees towards east. So this is 40 degrees. Let's see if I can write in red. This is 140 degrees. So we went 2 miles, 1.2 miles, and back. Okay, our smallest red distance, we're going to just list it from smallest to biggest. Can't spell. Our smallest red distance is the smallest angle, which is group A. Our next smallest angle is group C, and our largest is group B. Still the furthest away is group B. Okay, we just looked at the included angle. Video break. Nice job.